Yeah, well, it will be how it plays out, right? If there is, if eventually it peaks in Britain in the same way that it has been doing in Italy, and if the NHS is unable to cope, and if the narrative sticks that the reason is because of cuts and and stuff like that, even though there was a stat recently that showed that the number of hospital beds had been going down throughout the Blair years as well. But again, these things, it's whether the narrative sticks, right? So they may be held accountable for that. I mean, bear in mind, right, if you want a historical parallel, is that, John Major, 1992, surprise victory, right? He got a huge unexpected share of the vote. Immediately afterwards, Black Wednesday, right? Britain pulls out of the ERM, the economy is tanking, everything seems to be in freefall. So this idea that it's just a guaranteed 5 years of Boris, there's a degree of economic clusterfuck that could pull any government down, right? Any government. I mean, you look at the reduction in GDP that could occur through this. Even the worst elements of I think in the credit crunch, the worst in one quarter was minus 1%, right? This could be more than that, because if people come to pretty much a grinding halt, you could be looking at record losses in GDP, right? You could be. Now, I'm not being a catastrophizer, because obviously the way that the virus works, it will also recover quicker as well. But what happens in this period, it could sort of set the tone. And it's an unenviable task, right? I mean, enviable? I never know. It's
an unenviable task.
It's not a good task, right? For anybody coming into this, because it's this simple idea of we'll shut the schools, we'll shut the schools, right? Who's going to stay at home with them? Yeah. Well, there's one kid. Dad drives a coach or a lorry to deliver food, right? Or mum's a doctor, So every time you talk about shutting stuff down, you're also taking people out of the infrastructure of the country. So at some point, as much as there's all these broadcasters at the moment, I mean, there's this weird thing people are going, stop listening to the chief medical officer. Listen to this guy on this radio show. It's time we started listening to the broadcasters. Because these are really tricky decisions. And also there's a decision about how you manage the degree of economic contraction. What about the effect that has on people in the long run? So